guys, Caroline from CarolineVencil.com here today to share with you something really cool that you can do inside of Canva. But first, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. I'd love to do another video covering exactly the question that you have. So let's get into it. What are the different kinds of text effects currently inside of Canva? So for this purpose, we're going to do an Instagram post, which is just a square, because all we're going to do is talk about the different kinds of things that you can do in Canva. We're going to make that guy bigger just so we can all see it nice and big. Cooperate. Yay. All right. Let's go over this really quick. So first off, there's shadow. I like to do this one personally if I'm changing the the top text to be like a lighter color. I like to add a shadow effect. I just like to add shadow effects for everything. But what's kind of cool is you can customize the transparency of it. You can make it fully the background color much lighter. Here's another thing that you can do is distort it with a blur so that it's not as like rigid. It doesn't look like it's the same exact text, just a little bit offset. You can change the offset by like a lot, by a little, just enough. You can change the direction of it if you, for some reason, really want to change it to go from a different angle, whatever you want to do. So this is something like standard. I think that it's pretty easy to play around with. You can have a lot of fun with it. Go nuts. Let's go back over here to lift. This one is less customizable. So as you can see, like there's only one option for the background color and it's black. So the only thing that you can really customize here is the foreground color and how intense you want the lift to be. So if you're just trying to add a little bit of kind of like a distance from the text to the page, having a lesser intensity will help. I don't know if there's a whole lot. I mean, like if you did like a really light color like that, that would work. But it is kind of more difficult to do and customize and make this your own. There's only really one option as far as the lift goes, but it's all around the text and it does kind of give it a nice little 3D effect. So that's lift. Let's move on to hollow. Very, very simple, very straightforward. Again, limited customization options here. And you can only change the thickness. So you can make it super thin. You can make it super thick. That part's up to you. It is, again, kind of, it's more difficult to do as far as like customizing things go. But this next one is kind of another one that I really enjoy, which is it adds, let's go with this one. And then, yeah, that one's perfect. Okay. Oh, no, wait. There, so we can see. So this is the splice effect. It gives you the option to kind of have it so that it looks like, let's see, so that you can see this more. There's two kind of, it looks like it's a layer. It looks like it's two different layers. It looks like it's the hollow layer with over top of just the regular standard one. But you can customize it and you don't have to worry about trying to align everything. I was clicking on the wrong thing. You can make it so that it's just an outline. So if you have, sorry, if you have a white, nope, that's the wrong one. If you have a lighter colored background, but you want your text itself to be white, but you want it to stand out a little bit, you can change it to have an outline right like this. Just using a darker color. That's one option that you can do, or you can have fun with it. Whoops, went with pink. And you can change the offset, give it a little bit of a distance over here, just so that it's fun. You can change the direction of it. There's a lot of, again, customization that you can use with this one as well. So I really like the slice effect personally. The next one is echo. This is another one that I like to use. I don't use it as often, but you can make it look really, really cool. And this is, again, you can change the color of it. I really like this one also. I don't use it nearly as often as I think that I want to, though, for being totally honest. Okay, and we are going to change that to this, and here we have it. You can't change the what's the word I'm looking for? You cannot change the transparency of the background, but you can change the direction that you want it to go. You can change how big you want it to be. It could be small, it could be medium, it could be large, whatever you want to do. So that's another cool thing that you can do without having to add a whole lot of things to your repertoire. So what it used to be, like going back up here to splice, it used to be if you wanted to have this kind of an effect, you had to layer two different texts on top of each other. The same thing is with this one. If you want to use this echo one, you used to have to kind of layer everything. And if you decide to change, so like if I wanted to do your text effect, and then I wanted to do it blue underneath of it and later blue underneath that, I would have to, if I wanted to change it to your text design, I would have to change each one of those layers individually. Now it's not like that. So obviously working smarter, not harder, it speaks my language. Glitch, I'll be honest, I have not used this one because it kind of gives me a little bit of a headache. I'm not going to lie, because it's not a big enough difference. Like if I change it there, and even that is kind of giving me a little bit of a headache. I'm not going to lie. There's only two different options that it gives you. This one, I look at it and I'm like, this is TikTok colors. These are TikTok colors, right? Like this looks like the TikTok logo. Oh, it really, really hurts my eyes. I'm not going to lie. So obviously I don't use this one that much. I think that it's a cool thing to have, and that for certain industries, it would be really helpful. But like, here, let's zoom on in so you guys can see that one a little bit better. It just reads to me as like, this hurts my eyes to look at it. So I don't use it that often. Obviously, if it hurts my eyes, it's going to hurt other people's eyes. And I don't want that to happen. This next one is neon. I don't use this one as often either, just because of the fact that it's not nearly as customizable. You can tell that that's one of my big gripes here. But this part is kind of cool. So I will show you in a second after I show you the last two. What I like to do personally, because again, I'm not a big fan of being constrained by customization options or lack thereof. So this is kind of a really cool thing if you layer it. Or if you are one of those kinds of people who like your backgrounds are typically black or darker colors, having this kind of thing is a really cute little effect. And even if you go into, we just talked about Etsy a little bit ago. If you go into Etsy, you'll see that there's a lot of glow effects, as you can see over here. And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, obviously. But it's just there are certain situations where you would or wouldn't use it. So you can use that with your own discretion. And then here's this next one. And this is the newest one that they just came out with. And so obviously I'm a big fan. If you have ever wanted to make like a buy here button, or if you've ever needed your text to stand out, like I've had problems in the past with pins where I wanted my pins to, I wanted my text to have a background, but it was really difficult because I was always trying to like align a box behind the text, and I had to get it at the right angle if I'm trying to turn it. No more do we have to worry about that, because right here, like I've literally done pins that look like this. I'm going to 2 seconds. Oh, actually, hang on. There we go. Like I've made pins that look like this. There we go. And so to me, this is a really cool one. Something else that you can do, because now that I've confused myself. Whoops. There we go. Is that 0? There we go. Cooperate. Another thing that I really wish that they had was if I could just say straighten on PicMonkey. And I think that with Photoshop and InDesign as well, they have an option where you can click on it and have it straighten itself. I'm a big fan, obviously, but now I have to make sure that it's 0. Anyway, I'm going to go back over here to effects and then clicking on this. If you want, you can make it into just like a round button. You could literally say right here, and you can make your own buy button just like that. You could have it be bigger. You could have it be super tiny. You could have it be transparent. All of these different things are really, really customizable. And obviously, I'm a big fan of customization. I'm a big fan of being able to customize things. So obviously, hang on. And oh, didn't have an exclamation mark. And then finally, we're coming over here to curve. Now, while I guess this is still technically a text effect, it's not something that you can use with background and then use the curve. This is kind of a one thing. Oh, wait a second. I retract my previous statement. This is new. Can I really do this? No way. Well then, this is cool. Okay, so big fan now. I'm very excited about this. Obviously, I don't use curve that often, but this is really fun. Okay, so if you haven't seen this, this is cool. Big fan. Now, I wanted to show you how to make an actual circle. I'm just so stoked on this. This is so fun. I love being wrong. That's a weird sentence to say, but I do. Okay, so if you wanted to make a circle, here's what you're going to do. You're going, ooh, that's not the right thing. We're going to do copy and paste. We're going to then, on the second one, we're going to go into effects, go down here and do -78. See if that cooperates with us. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Why do you look so weird down there? Even though that's a complete circle, it does look sort of weird, and I don't know why. Maybe if we change the spacing a little bit, would that help? That did help. That's kind of weird. So now we have our little circle of your text here. And now we can add in our, let's just say, because I just wanted something short. And we're going to do our wonderful branding. Going to move you here. Going to change both of you to be a lighter color, maybe. There we go. Just for these particular purposes, I promise. And now we have a logo that you can use. Now, would you necessarily want to? Because it is kind of difficult to read. Not particularly. But could you make these both? Whoops. By the way, if you want to select certain things on your page, but not the whole thing, first, if you want to select the entire page, Command A or Control A will do that. But now that I've selected everything, if I didn't want to select the word wow, I want to hold down, oh gosh, am I going to mess this up as I'm saying it? I want to click on it with holding down the Shift key while I click on a particular item will unselect that item. So if I wanted to unselect this one down here, I'm holding down the Shift key and I'm selecting it or I'm unselecting it. So this is something else that will, if you are trying to customize things and you accidentally selected too many things, that's how you can fix it. So I promised I would show you one of my favorite things to do. Obviously, now this is growing on me. This is going to be problematic. Okay. One of my other favorite things to do that I wanted to show you guys was this. So I've already told you guys I'm a big fan of like three-dimensional elements, text effects. I'm a big fan of that. If you've seen any of my branding, you can tell 3D stuff like speaks to me. I don't know why. But here's kind of my thing, right? So other than the fact that like now I know that scrolling, now I know that I can do this with different elements. You can't stack text effects. So if for some reason I wanted to do lift and splice, I could not. But I will show you how I can do this. So I'm going to duplicate this. Oops. I'm going to duplicate this. And on this second one, because they're the same size, I'm going to go over into my, you could do splice, you could do hollow. It doesn't particularly matter. But for this particular instance, we're going to do hollow so that you can see it. And now I'm overlapping it. So now I have both of the splice, or I have the hollow and I have the lift. So it looks like my outlined text is lifted off of the page. Ta-da! So much fun, right? So that was a really fun little, like, you can stack these different effects. Some of them look better than others stacked personally, but there's nothing wrong with, like, here, let's go ahead down here. We're going to do this. Ready? For our little buy button, copy and paste. We're going to do lift on that text. And now we have a 3-dimensional buy here over top of an exactly correctly sized buy button. Ta-da! It's my favorite. I'm very excited. Can you tell? I'm just very, very excited about all of this. So these are all the different kinds of text effects as of right now that Canva has. If you want to, they have all of these different options for you down here. If you're not sure how to, like what kind of text effects are available, you can always scroll through their own effects so that you can see what they look like. Some of them aren't necessarily text effects. Some of them are just different font styles. Like these are font pairings, but some of them are really kind of cool. Like this one is I don't know what kind of font. Oh, Jeepers. That's a good font name. But this one has, as you can see, kind of like as I'm holding it over top of it, it has like a little, gosh, what is this text effect? Yeah, the shadow. It's got a different kind of a shadow. It's got a higher blur on it. So poke around. If you don't know what kind of things you want to use, you can always see what they have over here already pre-created and work from there. There's nothing wrong with playing around with this stuff. Actually, playing around with this stuff is really, really encouraged, because I would never have known that you can stack different text effects all at the same time. I had no idea that this was even possible. This blew my mind. I'm so excited about this. Like, it's the little things, right? It's the little things, guys. So yeah, can you stack text effects with curve? Yes, you can. Apparently. Can you customize your curve? Yes, you can. Apparently. So yeah, have fun with it. That's my big thing. If you're going to be playing around with Canva, at least have fun with it, especially with the text effects. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Be sure to check out some more of the free Canva stuff that I have inside of the description below, and I will see you guys in the next videos.